Hey, what's going on? This is Tariq Nasheed, and you're locked into gotkushTV.
Yeah, I love the film. Hidden Colors was powerful. I prefer Hidden Colors 3, but I need to sit down and watch the film again because there's a couple things I messed out. But I love the film. It was great. Thanks to Tariq Nasheed.
It's the second half, and it was talking about solutions. That was nice because before then it was all just slavery. We've had a bad time, and there was not much. How do we get better at what we do? So the second half I thought was very helpful. It was very solution based. It was, Africa's history is very long, and lots of it was good. It's only bad in the last 500 years or so. So we can get that back, and I thought that was very helpful.
Yeah, I think of all of them that I've seen, I think this was the most engaging for me. I really enjoyed it. I'm the kind of person I probably need to watch it 2 or 3 times to really absorb a lot of it. But it touched on a lot of like the whole religious aspect, and there were some questions afterwards as well, which I was really interested to hear more on. But no, very enlightening. And yeah, I look forward to watching it a good 2 or 3 more times, man, and soaking it up, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I've seen the other 3 documentaries before, and so they're actually really great. I think they're very enlightening for Black people and Black history. Although it was more, focused towards African Americans, it's great. I guess it awakes us. We need to know more about ourselves. So that it's a really great starting point, and it plants the seed. It plants the seed in wakes people up. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I thought it was really informative. I thought it was excellent. I wish there was a way to kind of make it simplified for children to watch as an educational tape. I have a 14-year-old and an 18-year-old, and obviously they can't take it to that extent, but if there was a way to simplify it slightly for the younger generations, that would be fantastic.
Empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu, where every race came to get books for my success.
Peace and love, Black family. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar Johnson, and I support 100% GKTV. That's right, gotkushTV. For the latest conscious information, trending news, and information that you can use, make sure you check out gotkushTV. GKTV, they got that information you need.
Floor V.
I think Marcus Garvey addressed that issue when he talks about self-reliance. Education is good for the nation, according to the well-known saying. Education is good, but the kind of education that we are subjected to, not just in this country, but in any Western country, is indoctrination education. From the age of 3 to the age of 16, we are taught to be a slave, basically. And I think that's what the person in the film was referring to, that we must think off-grid and to think independently and think about ourselves, and to do things for ourselves. Does that make sense?
Thank you. Okay, this is gkTV over here at the South Bank University on Keyworth Street. We've just watched the Tariq Nasheed Hidden Colours 4. This is come like the Rocky movies. I think it's going to keep rolling, but it's far more educational than those films. You was the host for tonight. Tell us a little bit about the audience, the feedback, and the screening.
Hidden Colours 4, the movie which explodes the myth and misconceptions behind the treatment of people of color. The audience was really supportive to the event, very interactive, a lot of interesting questions. What comes across to me is that there is a strong need for a proactive Black network group. This was expressed in the questions and answer session, and I think the organizers are looking to actually see how they can actually follow up on that, which is one of the things that's usually missing from screenings and get-togethers where people of color or Black people are concerned.
A lot of talk shop, and then the actual follow through with the work seems to be a little bit lacking, as to speak.
Right, exactly. They have further events organized for the future, so hopefully we can follow up on that.
Okay. So, anything new in regards to anything new? Do you feel?
Anything? Oh, new. Well, the documentary. This is the fourth one, as the name suggests. Hidden Colours 4. I mean, I must admit I haven't seen the full-length versions of all of them, but this was excellent. Hidden Colours 4. It's a movie that every Black person should see, because it actually concretes and nails every salient point, which is affecting Black economic, political and social development. I hadn't actually seen the movie before actually came here tonight, but I've been seeing it. I mean, it was really interesting to see, very strong and powerful. And all the interviewees, the speakers, they had very strong points to make, and they were authoritative points, coming from people not only with experience, but also teachers and educators and social commentators. Relevant.
Okay, we're going to wrap it up there because once again we're being moved out of the building. So one of the most important things, what maybe the Hidden Colours will get in people's minds, especially in this community, is that we have to get a building of our own. Between now and then, we'll say peace and we're out of the building. This is gkTV over here at the South Bank University on Keyworth Street. We're here with the man himself. The man turned superstar on us all of a sudden. He is Mr. Robin Walker, but he is now on Hidden Colours 4. Key question: how does it feel to be part of such a phenomenon? Because the Hidden Colours series has become a phenomenon worldwide in regards to educating. You got a conscious group of people already aware of certain issues, but then what Hidden Colours done, it brought it to a much broader range by way of its presentation, and it brought a lot of speakers to the forefront. So how does it feel to be part of number 4?
No, I mean, respect to Tariq Nasheed Elite, respect to everybody else that took part in it. It's really, really good that I gather that for a history documentary, it's number 1 in Amazon in that type of genre. So respect to Tariq, respect to Ola, respect to everyone that made it happen, and also the people that made this screening here, the consortium group. So it's been really, really good. I'm happy to be a part of it, pleased to be a part of it.
Okay, and obviously you've how do you get approached as part of the project? Because obviously you are UK's history man insofar as, when we ruled, in itself is a phenomenal piece of work. So how did you get involved in the project? What was the process? How was you contacted?
It was a very interesting story, very interesting anecdote. A friend of mine wanted to meet Tariq, and we were blocked, and tried to meet him again. We were blocked, and in the end, we just grabbed him and passed him 2 books.
You know what? I think I remember this. I think this was at the last Hidden Colours. When Tariq Nasheed was over here, if I'm correct. You was with the good brother, Mr. Cancer himself, Mr. Devon Morgan, if I'm correct. That's right. And I remember you guys were waiting to try and get the interview at the time. Yeah, okay. I remember that. Not too long ago.
Absolutely. So whichever be the case, we managed to get our books to him. and Tariq's right-hand man contacted me to say that they might be interested in talking to me, and eventually they made the deal to bring me to Los Angeles to do the filming. So it was very, very positive.
Okay. And off the back of that, what's next? I know you're working with you've got the books and everything, so on and so forth. But in regards to documentary and filmmaking, is this something you're going to go into a little bit more? Take the history and all the knowledge you know and give it a visual medium.
All I can say on that one is people need to wait, and there's going to be a major product coming out that's going to be popularizing ancient and medieval African history, taking the story from the most ancient times to the most modern. And watch this space, big things are going on.
Okay, you hear that? Big things will be going in right here. So you heard it first on GKTV. So I'd like to say big shout out, big thanks to Robin Walker, and as he said, all the team what made this screening happen here today. Peace, and we're out of here. I'm here with Cheryl Phoenix. Now, this sister extremely hard working. I don't really see too much of her because she's so hard working. Well, I do see a lot of her. It's just posts on Facebook because she's just killing it with the black child agenda. One of the only few who have really taken this issue and run with it, and it is so poignant at this present moment in time that it gets dealt with. So you come down here to the screening today. What's Hidden Colours 4, but how does Hidden Colours 4 tie in with all the hard work that you're doing at the moment?
It ties in perfectly, quite succinctly actually. With regards to the Black Child Agenda, everything that was mentioned in Hidden Colours 4 with regards to politics, education, group economics, family, that is the Black Child Agenda. Everything that was in there comes back to the child, it comes back to the family, and the war against the black family, and that's where the Black Child Agenda is, and that's the war that we're fighting daily.
So you're out on the front lines regularly. You've got events north, south, east, west of London. How is it going in regards to response? Is it growing? Are people waking up, or is it that you just feel like you're punching, and you're getting people find it hard to understand the grave situation that we're in right now?
It's actually a mixed bag. With the events, we can easily fill out 500 seats, very easily. When it comes to the action side, that's where the numbers start dwindling. When it comes to actually as other parents or other community members, whether you're a parent or not, standing up for our children, that's where we see people start to go quiet. When we see even financial support, we're saying to people, look, put £5 in the GoFundMe account for Black Child Agenda so we can support the advocates that we do have, all of whom are women who are on the front line. So that may be the new strapline, women on the front line. But it starts going quiet. I think from January to now, we've probably raised less than £500 towards something like this, which is quite a very, very important subject. If we can't even do that to support the people doing the works, then how are we going to build our own schools?
Well, the club promoters mostly got all that money, that £5 or that £10 or that £15 gone in the club promoter's pocket, because most black folk, instead of being interested in their child, they're interested in the inner child in them and spending their time in the rave. So look, the sister's working hard, not just herself, but there's many other people, and I say this over and over again. If you catch out my show, it's the same thing. I'm fed up with beating the same drum, but we have to beat it the same way because someone has to walk out beating the drum. But you got to do something. This is your children. Yeah, this is your children. Our children. I'm here with my two children now. I roll with them. They are my life, like the future. And not just my children, all children I see. I just come from a place, children running up and down, are children. Do it for the children, because remember, you was one, and you're the first one to gripe it was never done for you. So I'd like to take my hat off, which I don't have on my head right now, to Cheryl Phoenix for her hard work. And look, if people know me, I go to events, I put my money where my mouth is. Send me the link for the GoFundMe thing, I'll put my dough in there. Send me the link directly, I'll put my dough in there. And I'll do a screen save so you see the dough. And I'm not putting a blue note in there neither. Not at all. What's a man going to do with a blue note? Seriously. Now, sorry, these things are a bit frustrating. I've gone into my minister mode on a radio show.
No, but it's fine. And I get it. And it is frustrating because the only children that are suffering are our children. The children that are being excluded from schools are our children. The children that are being the direct link to the prison system and the private jails are our children. So if we're not going to stand up and do something before it gets to that stage, then who's going to do it? because the teacher ain't going to do it. A lot of this, I even go in and train teachers now on the Black Child Agenda, on the legalities of what a school is and is not allowed to do, because they're there to teach. They don't understand, not all of them, some of them maybe, but they don't get the law around education. So it's a big issue, it's a massive issue, and something that we as a community actually need to start taking more seriously, because if we don't, who will?
Most definitely, if we don't, who will? Right now, this is GKTV, we're out of here, and I say peace. This is GKTV, you've got myself, the Minister, representing, as we do each and every time, at Everything Conscious. And right now, we just come from some heavy conscious event. It was a Tariq Nasheed screening of Hidden Colours 4. I'm here with the two promoters, and we're going to have a quick conversation with them to find out, firstly, the work, what's involved in putting on something like this, but then the success and also how important the message what was given from the Hidden Colours 4 documentary. So, firstly, how hard was it to put on something like this, and what inspired you to put on something like this?
Well, it was very trying, but rewarding, because we knew what the end goal was. The inspiration for this was that we thought that something this important needed to be shown in London, considering how many black people are here and the message that is behind this film. We just felt it was pertinent for people to see it. I knew there was an event in London, in Birmingham, and I heard that event was excellent, but for me, logistically, that wasn't a possibility. And so about a month ago, we heard Tariq talking about there needs to be more promoters coming forward, and we decided the consortium group should come forward and put on this event for people to network and hear this important message.
Okay, tell me a little bit something about the consortium group, because it's been mentioned a few times this evening. So tell me a little bit of information about the consortium group.
Well, the consulting group, we're a group of people. We come together and work on particular projects. Some of us work on geospatial data, mapping information. Some of us do policy planning, regeneration. We've also recently just bought a piece of land in New Mexico where we're trialing independent housing, self-sufficient housing. And once we do the testing in terms of being self-sufficient in water, electricity, it's something that we want to roll out in hot countries, because there's a smarter cities theme emerging where we don't believe that cities are going to work the way that they work now in the future. And we're just trying to be a step ahead in terms of technology, policy, and knowing what is out there in order for people to live the way that they need to live, because we don't believe that's how we live now is going to be that way in the future. So this independent housing will be portable. So if you're living in the Caribbean, this housing should be able to transport to Africa if you want to go there, Europe, wherever your home can follow you.
On that, we do have an array of skills. We do community development and life skills as well, in terms of what's happening in London and what we could see.
Management, engineering.
Yeah, so there's quite a lot of skills that we've got, but what was here is the passion that we want things to change in London, and we do want to make a mark. But with Hidden Colours and everything, the messages that it kind of brings forward, we thought, no, this is the time to start our work. And it's been quite...
So in regards to promotions, you got anything else lined up now? You've done this because this was a resounding success. Fill out the place. People came down. The feedback was like absolutely fantastic. People enjoyed it. The only bad thing was, and not on your part in regard, this is across the board for most black organisations where we cover for GKTV, we end up doing these interviews outside because we don't have a building of our own, which we've got to hire somebody else's building. And it's only right you hire it to 9 o'clock, come out my building at 9 o'clock. It's only right. If we had our own building, doesn't mean people would come in and start taking liberties and turn up to any time. But we know how black people are, where we got that synergy where we kind of, after an event, we want to reason and talk and do all that kind of stuff.
Talking now, and I get that, but I think for our next event, and we're going to do a Hidden Colours season in the summer, where each week one of the films will be played, but will be concise, so starting from 1 all the way down to 4, but like having an event after, so people can sit down, talk, debate, and work on strategies forward, not just looking at the micro things, thinking about things on a macro strategic level. And I think that's what we're missing.
Well, look, make sure, I'd like to take my hat off to the two sisters. Once again, as I said, I don't have my hat on today, but they worked very hard to put this on here right now. We hope it was appreciated by people, but not only just appreciate it, but the message that you get when you watch these documentaries or you listen to these speakers and all these kind of things, and you're doing all these likes and you do all these sharing and all the stuff that you love doing. armchair warriors, we don't need any of those in the community. Before, you know, if you go back to our ancestral days, we had warriors, like warriors. Now we've got some armchair warriors who want to sit in their houses, clicking buttons, and don't even want to click the you know, the button where it says check out or buy something. You don't even want to click those ones. You just want to click like and share, which is important for a medium like ourselves, a TV channel medium. But across the board, we need people actually going to get to graft, make things happen. Join the consortium, find out more about the consortium, find out what you can do about it. Get involved with something. Just get involved with something. Look, this is GKTV. I'd like to thank you for anything. Any last words quickly?
I just wanted to elaborate on your first question when you was asking how putting on this event. One of the things that I found, especially working with other black businesses, is when we weren't getting the information, the feedback, the confirmation that we required, we decided at an early stage all the positive people that were able to deliver the services that we needed to put on this event on our page. We're going to be having a dedicated page of preferred contractors. So if you want to have an event and you want to put out leaflets last minute, you can go and look on our page and see who we've used. Things like that, because we want to celebrate the people who are allowing things like this to progress and progress in a positive way. And the dinosaurs of yesterday who believe that you don't have to respond to people, you don't have to get back, you don't have to have that business acumen, they will fall by the wayside. And we need to concentrate on the people that are delivering the services and want to deliver the service and be innovative and be part of something great.
We heard that. You got to be in it to win it. If you want some long ting, then go and do the long ting elsewhere. It's about the grafters right now. This is grafters liberation, not sleeping liberation. So between now and then, I'm going to sign out on behalf of GKTV. Big shout out to the two sisters from the consortium. Keep the good work going. And yeah, keep that list, you know, make sure that list has got those brand names who are doing the work out there. I know that I'm sure we might be able to slip up on there because we're getting a little recognition that we're doing some works out in the community. So between now and then, we're going to say peace and we're out of here. GKTV, nice.
Hey, what's going on? This is Tariq Nasheed and you're locked into gotkushTV.
There was empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu, where every race came to get books. My success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is.